welcome to A Web of Stories. My name is Melinda, and today I am doing a longer book review of something that I already did a shorts review of, but I really am excited about this book and I want to share it. And that book is Body Grammar by Jules Ohman. This is a debut novel. Jules Ohman is a local to me author. She is in the Portland, Oregon area. And I actually found this book at Powell's bookstore on a display for local authors. They were doing a sale for books by local authors. And I had vaguely heard things about it last year when it came out, but then nothing. So it was off my radar. I do know, however, this is also it has an LGBTQ plus love story in it, so it worked for Pride Month, which is why I picked it up. So here's the setup. This is about Lou, and Lou has just graduated from high school, and Lou has always had like modeling scouts like coming up to her and giving her a card because she has a very distinctive androgynous look about her, but she's never been interested in force. This is not her thing. She likes to be behind the camera, not in front of it. So it is the summer after she graduates from high school, which is always a very interesting time. And she's spending it with her friends, one of whom she has two really close friends. One of them is Ivy, who is a musician, and they are planning, Ivy is actually going to be leaving and going to New York for college. And Lou has a little bit of a crush on Ivy, but she doesn't ever express it. And she tries to keep kind of Ivy at arm's length because of it. Her other friend is Catherine. Catherine will be joining Lou at the University of Oregon. They're both track stars, and she has more of a egalitarian relationship with Catherine. So what happens is Lou and Catherine and Ivy go down to the University of Oregon, which is still in session. They finish their school year later than the high schools because Ivy's band is playing down there. So they all go down there, and they're going to stay with Catherine's sister, Morgan. And Morgan is someone that Ivy doesn't, or excuse me, that Lou doesn't know especially well. But while they're there, Lou suggests, let's go take a hike to this place. And everyone says, yeah, let's go do that. And on this hike, something very, very tragic happens. And Lou feels very, very guilty about it. From the outside, you can probably tell pretty quickly that it's not, yes, Lou feels guilty, but that is how PTSD is manifesting because of this. But she's so messed up by this that she just gives up on going to the University of Oregon and decides to take up one of the offers that people have for modeling. So all of a sudden she becomes a model, and she becomes a very successful model because she's very unique. She has this very androgynous look, to the fact that at some points, you know, when the modeling agents are setting up shoots and they'll say, girls there, boys there, they'll put her in with the boys. So she has this very, you know, unique look. And so she gets thrown into the world of international modeling, which is not something that she's ever really wanted, but it's an escape for her. And she's navigating it. She's definitely having some pretty good success. But through this, she starts to learn that maybe this isn't the life that I want. Maybe the life I want is the one still in Oregon. Maybe it's with someone else. And that's really what there is to this story. It's not super complicated, but it has so beautifully written and such amazing characters. I totally related to Lou in a lot of ways. I remember I was in high school, but it was after college. I remember being in that place where I wanted to escape. So I went away from home and I realized this is not my life. This is, I don't fit into this life. I remember those feelings and what Lou experiences on the stage. I was not an international model, but still what Lou experiences, those feelings, I felt those. And I think a lot of the challenges that she and her friends face are challenges that are common to her peers, her real life peers of this age. It's amazing. I just was totally, my heart just like broke and sang and all of that. It's also a Portland book, an Oregon book, because they go to Portland and they go to the beach. And the beach is one of my very favorite places, if you've never heard me say that before, because the Oregon coast is gorgeous. and Jules Ohman brings them to life. What she describes in this book is Portland and is the Oregon coast and is Eugene. They go down to Eugene too. The description, the world she creates is amazing. And I love her writing. Her writing is so poetic. I wanted to read this one little passage. I can read this. It's not a spoiler. Basically, Jules has come back home and she's with her parents and her parents' friends. For now, it was just Lou and a bunch of real adults. All their clothes looked very plain. She didn't know the last time she'd seen a person wear a micro fleece pullover. Her whole childhood had been one long backstroke through a pole of micro fleece. That is the Oregonian childhood. Like, I read that and I'm like, yes, that is my childhood. Backstroking through a sea of micro fleece. To be fair, I don't even know if my parents were micro fleece, but you know what I mean. So that is just like these very astute, like to the point observations that she makes are so good. I gave this book an A+, and lots of times when I read books and there's little things, they'll take it from an A+ to an A. And there were a few little things. There was a couple little consistency errors in it, and there were a couple little things I'm like, maybe that should have been a little bit of a bigger deal, or maybe that shouldn't have been the bigger deal. It's very tiny. And it probably brought it down from like a 5-star, which I consider all-time favorite, the highest, the mountaintop, to an A+, which is still pretty amazing. But this is a debut novel, and as I said, I haven't seen much about it. I haven't heard a bunch about it. And I want people to read it because it's awesome. So please go check out or buy or whatever Body Grammar by Jules Ohman, because you'll really love it. It's just, it's so wonderful. It is also, I do want to clear one thing up. It's not a romance, although there is a romantic element, but it is very much a coming of age, finding yourself story. So please, please read this book. And that's Jules Ohman. Oh, it's Body Grammar by Jules Ohman. Thank you for letting me like blather on about that. If you stayed this long, please give this video a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.